Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to this Thursday afternoon edition of Gwynn and Chris.
Sounds like you're welcoming people to a three-ring circus, which in a lot of ways this is. So,
Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. In case you've been under a rock today, you might not have heard the Padres have hired a manager. No, it's not Albert Pujols. Not Ruben Niebla. No, not Nick Hudley. Craig Stammen is your new Padres manager. Former Padre himself, moved into the front office in 2023 after his last season. He will be at the helm for the San Diego Padres next year.
This is either, going to be a really inspired hire that we're all going to look at and go, man, they were onto it, man. They saw something. Or it's going to be something that people are going to be critical of if it doesn't work out, especially if it doesn't work out right away, Tony, right? Because people are that way.
I think that people are going to.
But they're already that way. 100%. That's my point.
Right.
They're already thinking that it's not going to work. And, I don't think it's certainly not fair at all to think that. And I think, I was surprised. You were surprised. Everyone's surprised. But maybe we shouldn't be surprised because of a couple of things.
Ding, ding, ding.
Number one, the media that covers this stuff and puts this stuff out day after day after day with rumors and innuendos and this and that and the other, understand that whatever the source is they're getting this from probably doesn't want to tell them what's really going on. They want to give them a little something,
right?
But they don't want to give them the actual.
Right.
So for them, you got to understand, Kevin Acee isn't in the meetings. He's got his sources, though. There's no question. He works his tail off. But I'm pretty sure that the Padres, like a lot of which managerial hire that was made this offseason was expected? Kurt Suzuki, was he the one that was going to go to the Angels? Would Walt Weiss?
Maybe Walt Weiss.
But they looked everywhere else first. Derek Shelton, I never heard him connected to the Twins.
Nope.
They don't want to give you this stuff, but you have a job to do in the media to try to figure it out and try to tell everybody who it is before it is. And I'm going to get into this because our overtime segment is going to be a lot about the manager, of course, today. Skraby will put it up at 4:30. But I just think had Craig Stammen been one of the four finalists,
if his name had been
mentioned, and they said, it's probably down to Pujols, Hundley, Niebla, and Stammen, you would have gone today.
Here's the thing.
I like this, Craig Stammen. Okay. But the fact his name was never mentioned, you're all out there going, what?
Great.
Do that one more time for me.
What?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know what's also great about this for the Padres being able to keep it a secret?
What?
The Padres were able
You
to
guys
keep
got to
this
work on
secret
it. Both of you need to work on it.
because he was the interviewer for some of these things. So people may have not connected the dots that he was being interviewed for the manager job.
Here's the other thing. And this goes back to your point that you were making about media in our
day and age. Everybody's got to come up with
first,
something,
right? So
yeah.
I take you back to when Manny signed. It was when that started. It was one of those rumors. Oh man, Padres are in on Manny Machado, right? Do you remember this? And we were just kind of like, yeah, right. Okay.
Oh yeah,
no shot.
We all said no shot.
We said no shot. He ends up signing. I fast forward to this one. I don't know if it was Alden. I don't remember if it was Dennis. Can't remember who it was. But when they wrote the first article about the four people, there was a mystery person in there that we all kind of heard and was like, yeah, okay, we see the mystery.
We dismissed that.
Right.
Yeah,
mystery team, mystery player, in this case, mystery manager. We just dismissed it. Well, in fact, that probably looking back on it,
could have been
a mystery guy.
I just think Craig Stammen, here's a couple of things right off the bat. He's about the best guy I've met around the Padre organization in a while,
Solid.
Tony.
Solid.
We've been on the show 8 years. There are certain guys that we've interviewed, and we like most of the interviews. In fact, almost all of them. Yeah. All of the guys are always pretty good. But there's a few guys that stand out above the others when I look at it. Stammen's one of those guys.
Yeah.
So his ability to, in my mind, deal with people, figure out a way to, relate to others, communicate, I think from my experience is off the chart.
Yeah.
Secondly, that might be the most important thing you need now in managing. The analytics, there's a whole department that's going to do that anyway. The bullpen usage, every new manager has a learning curve there, including Dave Roberts, who didn't figure it out until last year. So, okay, he's going to have that curve. But I think you're relating to people and getting the most out of people is a big deal right now. And I saw something yesterday that I just thought of. Steve Kerr was interviewed about before he was the manager, the coach of the Warriors, or when he had maybe gotten the job, but he hadn't started yet. And it was off season. Steve Kerr said, you know what? I want to learn from the best before I start. One of the guys he went and watched coach was Pete Carroll. At the time, it was the Super Bowl guy, Seahawks, the whole thing. And Steve Kerr said he, watched Pete Carroll for 2-3 days. And Pete Carroll called him into his office. And Steve Kerr was and Pete Carroll said, so what are you going to do? What Pete Carroll asked him, how are you going to do this? And Steve Kerr started giving him his offense and his defense and how he's going to do the rotations and what he had studied. And Pete Carroll said, ho. He goes, that's fine. He goes, but I'm going to tell you, every coach has that. How are you going to deal with people?
Yeah.
How are you going to deal with your players? What are going to be the four, and he asked for 4 things, but what are going to be the 4 most important things about the character of the players you have and the way you relate to them? You come up with those, and you'll have the secret to your success. And that's interesting. That's coming from Steve Kerr and Pete Carroll. I'm not saying Craig Stammen's the same, but the relations in this day and age, Tony, you've seen this.
They matter, man. They matter when guys feel like you got their back. And what we know is that it doesn't just expand to your players. It needs to expand to your staff as well.
Right.
Stam I was a teammate of his in 2015. And I've basically, he's followed me everywhere I've gone after that. He's been here in San Diego, and I don't know that it may feel like a surprise, but it's not that outside the box as you just kind of gone over. I mean, just think when Mike Shildt took over the helm in 24, he had been in the organization for a year and a half. And one of his advantages was that he knew the organization, he knew the people he was working in. He had those relations, or at least had started to build those relationships. Stam's the same way in so many ways, right? Because yes, he's been in the front office, but he's not one of the suits that just is up there, right? I've literally seen him on the field shagging. He's in that clubhouse. Like,
yeah, he still wants to.
He's still very much around,
and the minor league part of it too, Tony, which was part of his duties, was to be around that. Look, I think it's a really good hire. If it's not, then you can all say you were wrong. I don't know. But Shildt was a good hire.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of people that day saying, well, yeah, Super Bowl. It wasn't the feeling. Right. It was like, okay, this is kind of ho-hum. All right, it was easy. He's in our organization. Right. We all knew it. You're just bringing him in. You're kind of taking the easy way out. Well, Shildt, I think, worked out pretty well for the 2 years he was the guy. I think Stammen's going to do fine. There's going to be a learning curve. And had his name been up there next to Pujols, reportedly as a finalist,
different reaction.
It would have been a totally different thing. And I want people to listen to the overtime today, because I did a deep dive on what successful managers were as players before they got into managing. And you know what? One thing hardly any of them were, Tony? Hall of Famers. And Pujols is going to be a Hall of Famer
very soon.
You find me. I'll let you take the time to do it if you want. Go through Wikipedia, wherever you got to. You find a manager who's won a World Series that was in the Hall of Fame as a player, and then let me know about it. It doesn't happen very often, but you all were just convinced that Pujols was guaranteed. Maybe he will be great.
I think by now,
but we don't know.
Listen, I think by now, honestly, if you're still like not paying attention to how AJ moves,
yeah.
you're missing the boat. He's zigging when everybody else is zagging. That's what it seems like. Like everybody had sunk their teeth into Albert. You know how many people I ran into in the grocery store, at a game. Albert Pujols, huh? I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah, it was like fait accompli.
We'll see, because ultimately, there's always an outside the box type of thought, at least to the outside world, that AJ Preller is always entertaining. And so I got a chance to speak with AJ earlier today. I almost forgot to tell you guys, but
I was going to poke you for it.
It was more for, it was about our pickup game tomorrow.
I was going to say he didn't like the screen you set for him last week or something.
About making sure.
I mean, let's look. We hired a manager today, but Tony, next time, come on.
It was about our making sure I was healthy enough to play in the morning.
Right.
But so I said, hey man, you seem to be zigging when everybody else is zagging, and he just kind of laughed. He's always had an eye on Craig Stammen. He has. I think it probably was more about Craig wanting to commit to doing that. He has a young family that, he's going to be taking time away to do the best job he can here. And so I think all the candidates at the end of the day kind of had the same thing working for him. I think the difference was there was some familiarity with Stammen. He's always one of the smarter baseball people that's going to be in the room. But I think it's the point that you hit on, which is he is great in terms of how he communicates and the relationships he's built. And I think ultimately that element, I think, made him a front runner in the deal.
Should serve him well. I really think it will.
No doubt. All right, let's get to break. Qualifying offers were made today. Did Dylan Cease get one? Did Michael King get one?
Did I get one?
Did Chris Ello get one?
Answers.
I can tell you he didn't. I can tell you about the others on the other side. More Gwynn and Chris.
Okay, I only have 30 seconds here, so let's talk about how fast time moves. You know.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Craig. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch. So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Craig. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Returning back to his area.
Kind of like me trying to find a parking spot earlier. Running late today.
That's also the
Just
overtime.
wait till the overtime episode. It drives me nuts when people make excuses that don't make any sense.
Today is a good day to listen to the overtime for sure. Skraby will put it up on the YouTube at 4:30. All right, thank you there, Tony.
Gotcha,
welcome
man.
back.
That's what teammates are for.
What we're up to. Craig Stammen is the manager of the Padres, and a whole lot more coming up about that. AJ Preller with Ben and Woods earlier today, and we'll hear what AJ had to say. If you missed it, that's coming up in about 20 minutes. Of course, we have a short show today because there's a little Thursday night football on tap. You know who's playing, Tony? You never do. I'll give you one of the teams. The Denver Broncos is one of the teams.
Oh, they're playing somebody.
They're playing a division rival that you're familiar with.
The Raiders.
The Raiders are in action tonight, yeah. Thursday night, I'm sure Al Michaels is in one. Yeah,
Are you
Sorry,
okay?
I went a little too deep there.
Al Michaels is probably in one of his moods tonight. I got this crap game.
Yeah. You know, Al doesn't like a bad game. He doesn't like a bad game.
And he's not shy to complain about it either.
He's not.
So Thursday night football, Raiders.
He's definitely reached that stage in his life where he has a hard time.
I'm getting close.
Not telling the truth.
I was going to say, yeah, you just say what you want to
just
say. You have no filter at all.
Right.
Anyway, so we have all of that. The other thing that we didn't mention, along with all the manager stuff, AJ Preller, according to reports, I don't know if we should believe any of the reports anymore, but let's do it anyway. He is expected to get his contract extension by Monday.
Yeah, about time.
I will say that Kevin Ace, look, Kevin's ahead of the game 98% of the time. This time the Padres were able to keep it, right? Because they actually sent out the release this morning before anybody tweeted, or did they?
Someone
what was the exact time?
way out in Kentucky somehow had to. Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah.
Matt Jones.
And I surmise that because Stam is out from that area, I think he's from the Ohio area.
Okay.
That's the only way a dude from Kentucky. It had to have come out of that region.
Broke it, huh?
From Kentucky.
Well, I'm gonna start following that guy so I can get my Padre news ahead of time.
Yeah, that was interesting. But it wasn't that long, maybe 30 minutes later. AC followed
Everybody
it
else,
up.
yeah.
So did Matt Jones force this to go quicker?
No.
Because
is that the guy's name from Kentucky?
yeah,
From
and
Kentucky.
he runs a Kentucky sports network kind of thing where they talk about a lot of Kentucky college sports. So it's very random
I
that he
heard-
got the scoop.
I heard from someone, Paul Feinbaum Light is what it was referred to as. That's kind of the
Well, if
personality.
I was the guy from Kentucky,
Would
I
like
would
to-
want to get that ended as soon as
Katrina is saying
possible.
that he went to Dayton.
who did.
Matt Jones.
Oh, because that's also where Stam went. So
Okay.
that
There's a connection.
There's a connection
All
right there.
right, there's
He's a
connection.
Dayton Flyer.
Yeah, do you know why they call them Flyers?
No, I don't. But I know that being Stam had these conversations because he follows their basketball team. Obviously, I follow State. We kind of mid-major guys, if
State
you will.
played in Dayton last year,
They
although
did
they'd like to
indeed.
forget about it.
They probably
And
would.
that first
Well,
four.
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Never mind. It wasn't Matt Jones that went to date.
Okay, never mind. That makes no sense.
Katrina, come on.
Katrina, don't do that to
I'm
us.
blaming the chat again.
But hey, look, the guy from Kentucky finding out it's blind squirrel acorn thing, probably. Kind of like, I mean,
He said he said in his tweet that he got a text from someone that said the next manager is going to be,
which is went with it. I could have sent him that text.
Was the disclaimer? I think Adam was telling us the disclaimer was he said that if this ends up being wrong, I'll never break another Padre news story again.
And it worked.
Turned out to be right.
It makes me remember one of my glory moments. Sorry to do this and be self-serving, but the time that I called. The time I called the hotel, shut up, Skraby.
Oh my gosh, I've heard this story 9 million times.
You're not going to hear it 9 million.
I want to hear it 9 million
All
times.
the other people are wondering, what's he going to say? What's he going to say?
Skraby, you ruined it for us.
Why don't you tell us, Skraby? You know the story.
What story is it?
What was
Skraby?
it?
Is it the Dick Vitale story? Is it the Kevin Garnett story? Is it the one where you called the guy a loser and he was on hold?
No, that's another one, though. Those are all,
okay,
those are all stories.
What were you saying?
You know the story. It was when I called the hotel and Mike Dunleavy picked up the phone.
That's right.
And then he was going to be the Laker coach the next day, and nobody knew that he was in town. And I wrote it and then crossed my fingers. And the next day he was the coach.
In all seriousness, that is pretty cool. It feels good to have
to take
information
a risk,
that no one else has.
And it worked for you.
Yeah, but you know who took the risk, don't you? Lori Ello.
Oh,
she was the one that dialed the phone because I didn't have the guts to do it.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actually writing it.
Oh,
before. Yeah. I think
well, my editor had something to do with that. He's like, "We need a little something here. Okay. Let's go with it."
Fair enough.
I said I did talk to him. He goes, "There's no other way he would be here," so we went with it. But yeah, Lori called and asked for his, in the hotel. It said Mike Dunleavy's room. And then the next thing she said is, "It's ringing." And there it was. All right. Anyway, we are underway. And we mentioned this about the managers. Stammen is the 8th manager to be hired this offseason. The Rockies are still looking for one. Although they did hire their new GM or director of baseball ops today. It's a name people are actually pretty familiar with. Paul DePodesta, who actually was the character Jonah Hill played in the movie Moneyball.
It's a good character.
But he was basically run out of baseball for ineptitude, was he not, Tony, when he was with the Dodgers, I think?
After the Moneyball thing
right. He took a job with the Dodgers, and then he proved he really couldn't do the job without Brad Pitt's character, which was Billy Beane. So, yeah, DePodesta ended up, you know who he's been in charge of? The Cleveland Browns.
Yowzers. I mean, this makes sense, though. I mean,
a terrible organization. Why would you? A guy that
this is poorly ran organization, you look to another.
You go to another
organization.
Yeah, the Rockies
and bring in somebody from over there.
We should say that it's probably good because the Rockies are just never going to be a threat to us in this division.
Right.
Probably as long as we live.
Great hire.
Great hire, guys. Good luck with DePodesta, but he needs a manager. But the other managers, ask yourself, how many of these did you expect? Before you go crazy on the Padres and say, this caught me.
The offseason has been full of unexpected hires.
There's nobody. Walt Weiss was the last guy anyone was talking about in Atlanta. They were looking all over, apparently. Settled on a guy that was already there. Blake Butera with Washington. Nobody had ever even heard of him, unless you're really into the game. Derek Shelton, at least there's a previous manager, but I don't remember him being linked to the Twins until he got the job.
Well, I went over this. He worked for the Twins before, so he already had that
and a little connection
established.
All right, how about Albernez of Baltimore? Nobody knew who he was. Kurt Suzuki, the Angels. I heard a lot of names besides his. Maybe Skip Schumacher seemed like a pretty decent fit with Texas.
Once you saw him sign on and you saw Venable leave,
that one seemed okay. And then the most shocking of all, sorry, but Tony Vitiello, the Giants.
Yeah.
Nobody saw a college coach being hired.
I mean, his name's Vitello. That's how much he's not known. Seriously.
Yeah, he's related, long lost relative.
Oh, I keep remembering. He said Vitiello. I was just trying to make a joke.
Oh, Vitello. Ello.
It didn't.
You missed
land.
again.
Didn't land.
So anyway, if that's the only reason that you're, quote, upset about this hire, get a hold of yourself. Because this is what Major League Baseball teams are A, doing, and B, they don't want to give clues to who they're close to hiring.
No.
That's why it's a surprise. It's meant to be this way.
Yeah. No, I
So-
mean, listen, as I said, this is not out of the blue for AJ. He's kind of always had him in mind. I think it probably had more to do with Craig and him deciding he wanted to throw his hat in the mix at that point. And so you mentioned it, and really in the Braves case, in the Rangers case, right? All these guys are taking over teams that they already have some continuity with. They already have a lot of the some built-in relationships already. Manny played with Stam. Toddy played with Stam.
That's a pretty good start.
So those are all bonuses to have. Joe played with Stam. Like, there are the basic core of this team all played with Craig Stammen. And so they're going to have I think they're going to have he's got a leg up at least going in, having those relationships built already.
One thing I would also say, Tony, when the very, very first list came out, and I think it was Jeff Sanders of the UT who put a nice list together of 11, names, the day that Schilt announced he was retiring, the 11 names, and I went through them all. One of the ones that I gravitated to on that original list was Scott Service. I did because he was already in the Padre organization and had familiarity. So that is kind of what they ended up getting, was somebody in that same vein. So
I don't know if you guys saw this. I mean, there's Dennis Lynn kind of put this up on his Twitter. Okay, we're going.
Skraby's giving signals. Whenever that happens,
this is like the best way.
I shouldn't have stopped. I got to get better. That was a rookie kind of mistake there. Ben Fritz, who, according to Dennis Lynn, was recently given a new multi-year deal. So the staff is going to probably be coming in pretty much intact outside of the hitting coach spot as Stammen comes in. Don't know if that's going to be the same for the bench coach spot, but I think my guess is all the coaches probably given permission to look elsewhere, except for those who were already under contract.
Isn't it most important too, Tony, that Ruben Niebla be kept in the fold?
Oh, he's kept in the fold. He's got 2 years left on his deal.
Okay, so
he's here.
So the fact that he had the okay to search for a manager job, I'm sure, but the fact he didn't get another one, unless he's the Rockies, I guess.
Well, we don't know that he wasn't
here.
We don't know that he wasn't, there weren't other teams interested. Because he's under contract, you'd have to be given permission from the Padres in order to talk to Ruben. I don't think the Padres had any plans of letting Ruben go unless it was going to be as their manager. Right.
Well, I'm hoping and I'm assuming that Stammen and he had some pretty decent relationship, although Niebla wasn't Stammen's pitching coach here. There was somebody else.
Maybe.
Yeah, he was.
Has Ruben been here that long? That
He's
worked
been here
with
longer
Stammen?
than 2 years.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, Stammen his last year was 23. So
and Ruben came to the team in 2022. So yeah.
Okay.
He had him.
That's an interesting dynamic.
All right, so let me ask you this, Tony.
It
We got a couple of minutes. You talked about the qualifying offers, right?
Yeah.
Going into the break. And 2 of them were Padre players that were given qualifying offers, right? Michael King, Dylan Cease. Tell us what that means, because I don't really understand all that. Does that put us back in a favored role to get either of them?
They've lessened the blow on the qualifying offers due to the last collective bargaining. It used to be the qualifying offer pretty much crippled any team if a player took the qualifying offer, or it hampered the free agent if they extended the qualifying offer. And so it's changed a little bit, so it's not as harsh on the guys who are extended qualifying offers. Certainly Michael King, who I think was the guy along with Dylan Cease that were offered qualifying offers, they can take that money. It's the 20 and a half, somewhere around there.
22.
22. That's the going rate.
So they can get that from the Padres and be done right now.
Be done right now. 1 year deal, 22.
But we're
boom.
assuming neither of them are going to take.
It's somewhat like a franchise tag.
We've already seen the projections for both Cease and King, and both of them eclipse that number.
So
it's 25 is the number it's starting at least for King.
All right. So the qualifying offer is a nice little story that Jeff Passan can break today, but it doesn't really amount to a hill of beans.
Michael King could get out there. Now, he's got a certain amount of time to accept his qualifying.
I think it's a week.
Yeah, you don't get it all day. And so maybe he feels like it's the best offer he's going to get, or he thinks, nah, I'm going to take my shot on the free agency market.
Now, here's another reason why they do this. And we should say that Luis Arraez was not offered one, neither was Ryan O'Hearn. And the reason they do that, they don't want to offer four guys $22 million, and
they all
four
take
guys
it.
opt in. But if the player declines and they become free agents, then the team gets a draft pick compensation. So it's kind of like the Padres either saying, hey, we might get them for one more year, or we're going to hedge our bets and get a draft pick.
Right.
Okay.
And they've lessened the blow on that, because it used to be a lot more.
So if the player took the qualifying offer, the team went broke.
No, it used to be a lot harder on the player. It was tagged to more than just the pick that Skraby's talking about. It used to be more, and that would, pretty much stop guys from being able to sign during because the team that was getting them would have to give up that pick.
Yeah, and like Luis Arraez is offered a qualifying offer at $22 million. I would think he would take that.
He probably would take that.
And then Dylan Cease is like, I'm going to take that. And then Michael King's like, I'm going to take that. And then now the Padres owe $66 million for three guys.
Right. So,
but did they offer a rise? Did I not?
No,
they did not offer a rise.
They did not.
All right.
Or Ryan O'Hearn.
Got you. Remember, and that doesn't mean that they won't get O'Hearn back. Here.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Same with the rise. I mean, all of these guys could end up.
Everybody's a free agent, and it's wide open at the moment. Remember to listen at 4:20 today. That's only an hour and a half or so from now. We're going to announce today's biggest fan. That winner will have a chance to qualify for a night in our Odyssey suite at a future Padres home game. You get to hang out with your friends and all of the fan staff. Register your name at 973thefansd.com/biggest-fan. And then once you do that, you have the possibility of having your name called even as early as today at 4:20. All right, AJ Preller, what did he have to say about the hiring of Craig Stammen? Ben and Weirds, they had him on. Those two guys.
I think Sam Levitt was sitting in for Woods this morning. So
Ben and Levitt.
Ben and Levy.
All right. They're coming up with AJ Preller, so you get to hear what he had to say when we come back.
Gwynn and Chris.
You are in your. This is the worst thing that ever happened to the Padres mode right now. And my advice to you would be, give it a shot. Because it's happening. Whether you like it or not.
You know, one of the things I learned when I was going through rehab, and I promise this makes sense, is I used to dwell all the time on things that didn't happen. And I used to think about how much different things would be if it did happen. And then when I went to rehab, I realized that's just waste of thoughts because the reality is this is happening.
This is happening for at least 3 years. At least.
At least.
I mean, it could end up being shorter.
Who did Dave Roberts manage before the Dodgers hired him? One game with the Padres. Okay,
I know there was
an experience.
I know a lot of that kind of like thing that you were doing in rehab was done in that situation too, especially after the Dodgers started to have success. Oh, we could have had that guy at the helm.
Oh,
right?
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But to answer your question, no one. Head coach, head manager.
Bruce Bochy had. I don't think anybody even knew who he was when the Padres hired him, honestly. And he's gone on to be one of the best. Anything's possible, and that's what Tony's saying.
Right.
We don't know whether it'd be a good hire or not, but I have a feeling it's going to be good. But I'm also going to wait and see, like you should. Don't go crazy over the fact that they hadn't mentioned Craig Stammen's name to you before they hired him.
I will also say this.
What will you also say, Skraby?
I am much happier to have Craig Stammen as manager than Blake Butera and Craig Albernaz, because I had no idea who those guys were.
You can't even spell Albernaz.
I can, but
if we spot
I looked at it.
If we spot you the Albert, you can't.
Because if they were to hire, to me, a Butera and Albernaz, it would have felt the same as Jace Tingler. So at least we're familiar with the guy who's coming in. We know what kind of work ethic he has. We know what he did for the team.
That's my kicker with all of it, is that everybody is feeling a way because of their own comfort with a name that they don't know, ultimately. And that's including Albert Pujols. Like, you know him as the player, the Hall of Famer, the 3,000 hits, 500. You know him as all of that.
We've already touched on the lack of success that most Hall of Famers have.
Have we touched on that here? I don't think we touched on that here, have we?
Well, we touched on it somewhere.
Okay.
Overtime episode that's going to go up at 4:30. I mean, we've mentioned it. We've mentioned it before. Overtime. But Chris did some more.
Well, here's the thing. The other thing is you just don't know how it's all going to work. I'm looking at Terry Francona's career right here for fun. Did you know that he managed the Phillies for 4 years?
I did.
And was never better than 20 games under 500.
What years was that?
97 through 2000. He won 68, 75. So he was a little, 12 under, 77, 65. So twice he was like 30 games under 500. He then was nobody for 3 years. Then the Red Sox brought him in 2004 and he won the World Series.
Yep.
And now he's the greatest manager of all time, or you know what I mean. So it's the managing is a hit and miss thing in all facets.
I think
when you think about it,
I think the major point is you just don't know. You don't know.
You
don't
think
know.
you do.
You think you do, but you don't. There's a chance you might be right, but there's no
you're
guarantee.
Well, right. I mean, some people are going to say he's going to be good. Some are going to say he's going to be bad, and half you're going to probably be right. So that's probably where this stands right now. I think it's I like the fact that he has the familiarity with the organization. I think I'm really trying to dig into this. And if you want me to be negative, it's not that I'm not looking at that. I'm trying to see what your negativity is a result of out there. And what I'm coming up with is that you hadn't heard his name. Because there's no other reason to be negative about Craig Stammen. Or if you say, well, he didn't have experience. Well, but none of the people whose names you had heard had experience.
I think we're also in a weird spot where Tony put 0 up. I think we're in a weird spot, too, where the older recognizable manager names are moving into retirement and we're getting the new guys.
See, Boch decided that he looks like he's moving towards
he's a special advisor for the Giants.
This is and listen, obviously managing is not the youngest of young, but it's becoming a younger man's job.
Now we just saw what happened to a 50, what was Schill, 57, 59? He wore out.
So listen, this is I like the hire. I think ultimately the continuity, all of that. This roster is largely set. And so you know, you're going to have to, obviously going to be some additions in this rotation, but I'm saying the core of this team is set, and having guys who've been here be comfortable with kind of the whoever's new coming in and having some built-in relation. I think that's gives Craig a head start. All right. We mentioned it before we went to break. AJ Preller joined Ben and Levitt.
Ben and Weirds is the new name for the show on the
What
chat.
is it called?
Ben and Weirds. That's what you said.
Oh, Weirds, yeah.
Ben and Levitt, because Sam sat in for Woodsy today, and they talked to Mr. Preller. And the first question, obviously, out of their mouth was, how did he come across the hire of Craig Stammen? Is that not on there?
Why do I not see that one?
It's the first one.
Huh.
That's a point for Skraby.
Yeah, yep. I didn't.
I guess I
I
worded
didn't
it a
drag
little
in.
bit
Nope,
different.
nope. I didn't drag all them in. This is my fault. I get a point.
Nah, it's 2
Yeah,
points
I
now.
mean, we obviously sat down with long list of candidates to start with, and I think from Craig, he's somebody that he's been in the organization. He's been big in terms of somebody that on the field was extremely hard worker, a player that was on our teams, led in on the field and also in the clubhouse. The last few years has been around the organization in uniform, working with Schulte and the coaching staff and the player group, also working with others in the the organization from the minor league standpoint, and then also with the front office. So, again, he's somebody that we have a lot of trust and faith in. He's somebody that, as a player, super prepared, and work ethic off the charts, and a guy that has a lot of respect in that clubhouse from a lot of people that work at Petco and the player group, and we're just really excited about him as a choice.
AJ Preller likes grinders. I can tell you that. Craig Stammen is a grinder, and I think he kind of hit on all the things that we've been talking about. Why it was a good hire for him. When you have that type of respect for the person at the top of the organization, and it's the same respect that you have for the person at the bottom of the organization, I think those are the type of people that can have success. And that's kind of what AJ was hitting on there, Chris.
Yes, and another thing I'm going to hit on is a reminder of something we did say earlier. Not that Craig Stammen has to work harder for this to happen, but I hope that they get off to a good start, because what people are going to do around
For
here.
sure.
And who's going to hear it every day?
We are.
We can't believe they hired this guy. What were you guys? You guys said it was going to be okay. Sorry, sir. They're 2-3. I apologize.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
I mean, it's going to be, we're going to hear about it.
For sure.
So,
I'm very curious.
Please get off to a good start.
I'm very curious to see how he handles the media, especially not Mike Schilt. There were some moments, but I'm very curious. I feel like he's going to be very media savvy.
He'll have moments too, though, because he's a guy.
Absolutely will have moments.
He's a competitor.
Yeah,
I it will be interesting to see the different contrasts. Like, now that I've been doing this for a little bit of time, in terms of on the broadcast side, I've seen many different forms of it. Right, I've been around to see Bo Mel do his thing, and you saw how Mike kind of did his thing and the differences between the two. Now you're gonna get Stammen, who what now? He not out of the game, that far removed from actually being on the field.
But he was a pretty approachable guy, I'm assuming, in locker rooms after games, right?
He was generally the guy that the media went to because they knew they'd get something good from him.
Yeah.
So, man, they meaning Ben and Sam both talked to him about his current relationship with the players.
Yeah, I think it's a factor, for sure. I mean, I think, again, I think the fact that Craig knows, our players, our team, he played with, guys on the team, he's able to hit the ground running from that standpoint. And you talk about experience, his experience has been in that clubhouse, and then the last few years, around the coaching staff and, around the group as well, with a different perspective. So, I think for us, I think the ability, we have a good team that we think, obviously has been in the playoffs here the last couple of years, and the core of the team that should be returning. So, the fact that Craig knows those guys well, played with some of those guys, and knows the organization in and out, our staff and our players, that was a definite factor for us in the decision.
Again, bonus that he has all that. And from AJ's standpoint, listening to him talk about experience, if clearly his experience, the important experience was the experience inside the clubhouse. And I can see why, right? You got a good staff around you, which you're going to have, especially on the pitching side. There's probably a ton of continuity because Stam has been down there talking to Kratzy a lot. Certainly been down there talking, to Fritzy a lot. Yeah. He's been down there talking to Ruben a lot. So there's already some continuity built in there. And so, again, you start to look at reasons why it fits. Here's another one. Lastly, they had to ask the elephant in a room question, which was about Albert Pujols, because everybody had sunk their teeth into Albert and kind of wrapped their mind around him being a manager.
Spent an hour on it last night.
on the Skraby Chronicles.
Hey, Fat Albert.
What?
They used to call him Fat Albert.
I thought you were
P-H-A-T.
calling me.
He got a little tight there.
You
thought you were talking about him.
Why? Because I've heard the hey jokes sent my way before. It put me back in high school a little bit.
No.
Wow, you used to get the Fat Albert jokes in high
Come
school?
on, Scrape. Does
it surprise you guys that I was picked on a little bit?
Well, yeah, no.
You're right.
I'm a much different person now.
You're right. It doesn't surprise me at all. What did they have to say about Albert?
Yeah, Albert was, it was, again, like, first class, and to me, it was very impressive in the process, as you would expect. Obviously talking to him, pretty easy to see, his experiences as a player, the way he was prepared and talked about what made him successful. I think for us, him getting down to that final interview and everything like that, you could see that, that's going to translate to players. He has a real want to do it. He went and managed an Escogido, in the winter ball team. So, again, these are, the conversation with him, with Albert, when we told him we were going in a different direction, he was super professional and just explaining, look, we started with, probably over 50 candidates on a piece of paper, and, leading to Zoom interviews and first round interviews, and then in-person interviews, and, pretty detailed process overall with, staff and ownership, and to get down to that final grouping. I think from him speaks a lot about his candidacy, and, he wants to do this. I'm sure he's going to do this in the big leagues for a long time, but you can only hire one manager, and just let him know that, honestly.
My first thought is, dang, how many times has Albert Pujols been told no in his life? Since becoming a player.
Something new.
That's probably because when he got to explaining, that they told he had 50 candidates. You got to, it's like probably did that because it was Albert. It was like, hey man, we're gonna go in a different direction. Thank you.
Yeah, that would. I don't know if that would be the easiest conversation.
You know what I'm saying? That seems like that'd be quite awkward.
What I want to know, did the crack interviewers this morning, Ben and Sammy Levitt, ask Craig Stammen, or ask Albert or AJ what Craig Stammen's thought is when it comes to bunting? Isn't that really what everybody wants to know?
No, because the leading culprit was not in the building for that question.
Woodsy would have opened with that. Does he like to bunt?
I think, Tony, you just found a question for next week.
Oh, yeah, I won't be asking that one.
I
promise you. Yeah, your boy's sitting in for Sam Levitt on Monday. So
doing the Craig Stammen interview.
Where am I going?
You're going to be he's going down early for the press conference.
For the press conference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, all right. You're still here. I'll be here too with you. Don't worry.
Okay.
All right, let's get to break. 3:00 hour on the other side. We may have Daily Gambit. We may have something else. Don't know yet. Stay tuned. More Gwynn and Chris.
We're thinking. hour number 2. 3:01 is the time. Craig Stammen is the new manager of the Padres. If you've been out and about and you're like, what? Who? Stammen played with the Padres not that long ago, and pretty popular and revered, player for the Padres, coming out of that bullpen. Mostly made at least one start for the Padres that I know of, and that was Game 3 of the 2020 playoff against the Cardinals when no one else was available. The Stammen game. A lot of people remember that. Padres ended up shutting out the Cardinals to advance in the playoffs for the first time in years and years and years. Stammen gets the call over the finalists whose names you had heard, like Albert Pujols and Ruben Niebla and Nick Hundley. Ruben Niebla, hopefully, I think by all accounts, will stay on as the pitching coach. We'll talk a lot more about that. We've talked about it for an hour. But before we go any further and get into some Daily Gambit, you guys out there are weird. All right? I'm not talking about these two guys because we already know. But you people out there, the ones who are listening, the ones that are on the chat, you guys are weird. Yesterday, Skraby had this whole line of comedy, he thought, of trying to, because there's been a hissing sound on the show.
I haven't heard it today.
I haven't heard it today either, but it's been in our ears the last couple of days.
The last few days, there's been like some sort of hissing sound. Nobody could figure out where it was coming from. Not that. But he did play that yesterday like 12 times thinking that was funny. And he also surmised that the hissing must have been because I was having some stomach issues. And he ran this line of what he felt comedy the whole show. I was about to kick his butt because I was really tired of it. So at some point yesterday during one of the breaks, he pulled his camera out and he filmed me and he goes, oh, hey, Chris, how about farting on the air? And I'm like, all right, this is ridiculous. All right, here's why you guys are weird out there. Because Skraby now tells me it's like the most watched video we've ever had in the history of the show. Like, we talk about really important, deep topics, and that's the one you guys all
Actually, one of the most
gravitate
popular
to.
ones was when Chris swore at me. So it's you being angry that makes it popular.
All right. Well,
you being angry, you flatulating, any of those things.
You guys are honestly, you guys out there are seriously drawn to some weird stuff out there. So, we'll see if we can appease you further.
Tony has a programming announcement.
I do.
Okay.
None other than Joe Musgrove will join us in the next segment, 3:20. Don't be late. He's going to call in.
No, Joe.
No, Joe.
All right, then let's get...
He's on his way to a wedding, so he's doing, he's
double duty.
He's double dutying right now. So,
you want to do the Daily Gambit? We'll do a quick one today.
Okay, let's do that.
Do you like money?
I think about money a lot.
Do you like money without doing anything?
Winning.
Do you want to make money while watching sports?
I think Washington is immortal luck.
Washington! Woohoo! If you answered yes, this is your segment. Just don't blame us when you lose.
Nothing is ever your fault.
It's your game. Take it.
Gwynn and Chris go through the top bets of the day in the Daily Gambit on 97.3 The Fan.
Daily Gambit is our daily sports betting segment here on Gwynn and Chris. Please, everybody, gamble responsibly. We don't. Since we have Joe Musgrove on, I'm just going to throw it back to Chris.
Yeah, last night, real quick recap. Tony had a good night. He was 5-1. The only one you missed, Tony, was the one we all missed.
Toledo?
No, Luca. To outscore SGA last night. They both scored the same, 35 points.
A little push.
That was a push, and he did not outscore him. Toledo won big in the Maction game, and I thought the game of the night in all the sports was your game, the Laker game. And I want to talk about it for just a minute before we get to the picks. We don't have a ton of time, but if you didn't see the end of the Laker game, I don't know how you could find it to go back and watch it. The last 8 seconds were unlike anything I've seen maybe ever. And to try to recap, the Spurs were down by 4 points. They had the ball. They drove for a layup to make it a 2-point game. But no timeouts, etc. There's 1.2 seconds to go in the game. Marcus Smart grabs the ball out of the net, steps out of bounds to throw it in, and heaves it down the court to a wide open Laker player who catches it. Clock runs out, game over. Except for Marcus Smart, who is usually pretty smart, stepped on the end line when he threw the pass. So that's a violation. The ball goes now to the Spurs. So they have 1.2 seconds to try to tie it up. They throw it in bounds. Marcus Smart makes up for his mistake. He knocks the pass away. Goes out of bounds. Game's over. Oops. Refs decide to put 0.4 seconds on the clock, which is just enough time to throw an alley-oop pass from out of bounds. Spurs throw it in. The Laker guy fouls the guy trying to tip the ball in. Now
Jake LaRavia.
It was your guy, yeah.
LaRavia.
Yeah, Lavia, whatever.
LaRavia.
LaRavia can't drive the
Ravia.
Yeah, that guy needs to go back to the bench because I can't remember his name ever.
I can't either, apparently.
Poor guy, he's like doing well and no one can remember his name.
So now with 0.4, all of a sudden the Spurs can tie the game with 2 free throws, but the guy missed the free throws, and so the Lakers end up winning. But were you watching this, Tony?
I turned it off thinking that the
pull
game,
out whatever hair you have left.
that the game was over. So I'm glad I didn't actually see this, or I would have. I mean, I don't have any hair anyway,
Right.
but I would have got to pulling out the little bit I
It
do
was
have.
bananas.
You know what's funny is I've seen this call twice now in a week. I didn't actually
the
see
stepping
this.
on the end line?
Yes.
Hmm.
And I often watch guys take the ball out, and a lot of times their foot isn't on the ground, but it's hovering
over the line,
and that's
is okay.
That's
Yeah.
okay, but it can't. And I always thought, I wonder if they'd actually called if his foot came down. Seen it twice already this year.
Marcus Smart,
He owned it too,
didn't-
by the way.
He didn't have much of an argument.
No,
And it's an easy one to call because you can see the foot over
Yep.
the line.
it's not like these dudes
But
got
it
little
was a
small feet
wild
either.
ending to that game. All right, here we go for tonight. There's only one NBA game tonight. Phoenix 2.5 over the Clippers. Both teams are off to slow starts. Games in Phoenix. Tony, you go first. You're the NBA expert. I don't think either of these teams.
Phoenix
are
who?
Suns against the Clippers. And I guess Kawhi's out.
Kawhi
I don't
out?
know. I don't know. How would I know? Kawhi, I'm going to guess he's out. He's usually out, isn't he?
Skraby, you want to go first? I'm going to look and see if
What was the
Kawhi's
spread?
out.
Phoenix 2.5?
I'm looking. I don't see Kawhi on the points list, so I'm assuming he's out. Yeah. I don't even see Harden on the points list
Harden's
either.
out. Leonard's out. And then some guy, Miller and Sanders,
Come
is out
on
that you guys don't know.
Oh, well, now that Sanders is out, I'm going with the Suns.
Dylan the Villain's out. And Jalen Green is a game time decision.
You know what they ought to do is just start telling us who's playing. Be quicker.
I'll take the Suns.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go Phoenix here. Scrape.
Me too.
All right. NFL Denver against
Tony's voice.
Raiders.
Nobody says it like
I was
Tony. Gwynn
hoping his
Jr.
voice would hold out.
Hold out. 9.5 points. Scraby, you're first. Denver at home. 9.5.
I hate the fact that Sean Payton's
I'm
having a
picking
good year.
against them every time. I don't care if it's the worst team
But
in
the
the league.
Raiders are really bad.
They are, but who
I'm going to
knows?
go with the Broncos.
Denver probably will win, no doubt. But I don't see them as an 8-2 team.
I don't
know
either.
they're good, but I don't think I'm 8-2.
Time for them to show it here.
So it may be a stumble. I'm gonna take the Raiders as well here.
Put me down for the Raiders.
Got you. How about 42.5 points? Over, under.
Under.
I'm gonna go under because I don't see
I'll
the
go
Raiders doing
under.
a whole lot. Tony?
Under.
Under. Scrape?
I'll be a contrarian and
Contrarian.
go over.
Lance Nix. What did he do? He was
Lance was a center fielder. I played with Lance.
Lance Nix,
Yeah.
an outfielder.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's not quarterbacking tonight. Bo Nix is against Geno Smith. 10 yards. Nix is favored by 10 yards.
In passing?
Passing yards. You got to give 10
Over Geno.
over Geno.
Who's picking first?
You.
I picked the Raiders, so I'm taking Geno, baby.
plus 10.
Let's go, Geno.
Scraby?
Geno seems very angry these days, so I'm going to go.
I would be too if I was 2-6.
Not having
Yeah.
a good time.
I'm going to go with Bo Nix.
Bo? I'm going to take Bo, too. I think they might be behind, and he might have to pass. Okay, RJ Harvey. I'm doing this because he's on Tony's team. Last I looked, you did not have him in the lineup for our game
I said
tonight.
him. I've been keep sitting him.
So you don't know what to do.
I don't believe him.
Well,
yet.
he's 46.5 yards total yards tonight. Skraby.
You know, I was thinking last
Total
night.
catching and running,
I was
obviously.
like, I wish I had that RJ Harvey guy.
Well, he scored a lot of touchdowns lately, but he doesn't play that much.
He doesn't. And that's
That's
another
the
reason why I
problem.
can't stand Sean Payton.
What was the over under?
46.5 total yards.
Total?
Yeah, catching and rushing.
Let's just kind of show you where
But
he's
he only
been
gets
at.
about 3
Over.
rushes a game. They
100%.
give the rest to Dobbins.
Over.
You're going over. I'm going to go over just to kind of keep you from playing him. I hope you don't.
No,
play
you're
him, 'cause
trying to play.
scares
He's trying to play reverse
I'm trying to play
psychology.
you. He scares me,
wants
RJ
to put
Harvey.
him
He
in.
does.
Don't wake up tomorrow regretting, Tony.
Oh,
Well,
listen to you guys.
This is
trying to
one of
mess
these
me
tough
up.
ones. It's a tough one for me.
Give me over.
Over. All right.
It's
And
still only going to be like 5 points. So
I don't know. He had 3 TDs a couple weeks ago.
No, and I didn't play him that week either.
You probably should.
Okay, one more. This is a big college football game for Aztec fans. South Florida -14 against Texas San Antonio. South Florida is one of the teams that is jockeying with the Aztecs, and them losing would be helpful. I'll just say that. But they're quite a bit better than Texas San Antonio. But I'm going to take Texas San Antonio, of course. We need help. Tony,
Texas San Antonio.
14 points, Scrib. You're kind of the anti-Aztec on the show now. Well, you've been picking
Jeez.
against them at will.
I'm gonna go
Lately.
South Florida, but did
Yeah,
you guys
see?
watch on the Maction game last night? I was doing a Skraby show. Look up. They had the 5 teams in the group of 5 that had a chance to
They had our
make
name
it.
up
Were we
there.
San Diego State was the last team at 4%. There
Oh,
was
we were
3
there.
American Conference
Right.
teams.
South Florida is one of them. And then North Texas and Memphis. We got to beat them all. So, it's just what we got to do.
It is what it is.
All right. Joe Musgrove coming on the show. Goodness.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. Always love having No Joe. See how he's coming along. On the day the Padres hire Craig Stammen as the new manager, we check traffic.
320. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. New Padre manager, Craig Stammen. He'll be introduced Monday at the press conference. I believe it starts at 10 a.m. Joining us here on Gwynn and Chris right now, none other than Joe Musgrove. Joe, how are you, my friend? I know you're on your way to a wedding. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, it's been a scramble today, but we're on the road and en route, so.
Good.
You're not performing the ceremony as I am for my godson next Friday. I'm getting a little nervous about it, actually.
No, man, these people are spending too much money to come to this wedding to watch me.
Fair enough. Well, listen, obviously big news today. Craig Stammen, a former teammate of yours, is going to be at the helm. He's going to be your manager. What are your thoughts? I mean, I assume you were as surprised as everybody else were.
Yeah, very surprised. And not a negative surprise, just, a name that we didn't even know was in the running and somebody that I didn't know was willing to step into that role as soon as he has. But I couldn't be more excited about it, man. I mean, obviously, maybe slightly biased because I've gotten a chance to play with him, but, that's also experience that gives me, a strong feeling that he's going to be really good in this role. Just the character, the person, the integrity, the relationships that he built over his years here with players and front office. He's just like the gold standard for what you'd want out of a professional ball player and, hopefully out of a manager.
Joe Musgrove, great to have him with us. It's good talking to you again, Joe, and look forward to, you being back in uniform. We'll ask about that in a minute. But anything you can share with Stammen and just the 2 years you played with him that might give us a little peek into, what Craig Stammen is all about.
Yeah, the high character is the biggest thing. Craig's one of the most consistent, honest, considerate, and reasonable people that I've come across in the world of baseball. And you meet all different kinds of personalities, but this is a guy that seems to have only changed for the better throughout his career, and has been like a constant learner of the game. You don't see many people that are in a pitching role, and especially in a relieving role, that have the baseball IQ that Craig has. And I know I've seen it over the last couple of years. I think 22 is his last year playing, and being around the complex, it's like his mind has completely shifted from player mode to now I'm here to help these guys and be a mentor and offer my experience, and now my chance to kind of learn what the next step or the evolution of my baseball life is going to be. So getting to work with them in like a different role where it's more of a friendly face, that doesn't have the intensity of trying to perform every night, has given me a chance to see who he is away from the playing side of the game. And he was a big factor in the last couple of years of getting our leadership group together and helping be that mesh piece between the front office and the clubhouse.
Now, Joe, this is, since you've been in an organization, this is your third manager that you've had. And
Joe's hard to manage, obviously. Running all these guys off.
You saying I'm the problem? I'm the common problem here?
Not at all. Not at all. But you've experienced a new face come into the locker room. Now, Stam obviously is not a new face. He's been around in the clubhouse, on the field. But what type of things have you noticed, at least early on, or some of the things that are most important to kind of make sure things get off to the right start?
Yeah, I think it's creating a genuine relationship with your players, or as a player with your manager. And there's always this corny, cheesy, like I'm your best friend pitch from the managers, like the first couple weeks. And then most of them start to show their true colors as the year goes on. And, you have this feeling in your stomach. And I'm not comparing this to any manager I've been in the past, but I have been around guys, that are like this. And there's that feeling of, this guy was all smiles and kisses when we first met. And now it's getting to the gritty stuff and, he's showing his true colors. So
yeah,
I think going into this, Craig has that relationship established with a majority of the people in the organization and definitely a lot of guys in that clubhouse. And I think the honest conversations can start happening earlier in spring training and right out of the gate. I think the whole open door policy is going to be a truer open door policy where, guys are comfortable going in, speaking to the manager about, issues. And I know people complain about, the maybe too friendly of a relationship with some of the players, but I really don't see that being an issue. I see that only, helping us as a group is like the open communication, and maybe the communication gets a little more heated, but these are guys this is the guy in Craig that's been on the field and been in this situation in the last handful of years. So I think he can relate to the players on a much higher level. You look at managing a bullpen, I feel like that's one of the most difficult things for a manager to do out of all the responsibilities he has. And, with the combination of him and Ruben, if that's what Ruben decides to do, which we're all, fingers crossed he does, I think it's a really good duo to get our guys through the year healthy, to find out where to push these starters. And the inexperience that Craig has as a manager, everyone's in that first year at some point in their career. And I think with the guys that Craig has and the situation he's walking into is pretty ideal for someone coming into their first year. So I'm super excited about it, man.
Yeah, all very well said. Yeah, honestly, Joe Musgrove is our guest, Padre pitcher. Joe, obviously everyone wants to know out there where you are health-wise, how you're feeling. We're looking at February 20th. They have spring training opener. They have March 26th season opener. Do you have dates in your head? Or are you far enough along, or where are we?
Yeah, I'm pretty much on the back end of this rehab. During that playoff push, I was, building up in hopes that if we got far enough, I'd have a chance to pitch. So I was in a pretty good spot there, felt like I was within reach of having a chance to pitch. So I feel good knowing that, I have tested this thing a little bit. I've gotten the velo up into the 90s, pretty close to full intensity, and, responded pretty well. So the fact that we ran out of time at the end of the year kind of pushed us into this little deload, kind of more of a normal off season. What I would do, if the season ended on the day that it did, I would go into like a deload of throwing and kind of taper off and then, slowly build back up. So I'm just now in like the phase of building back up in my second week of playing catch. I've been back in the gym for a few weeks. So I feel great. I mean, this is a 13-month mark now, I think 14 months maybe. And, I feel great. And knowing that I have 4.5 more months to really get this thing dialed in, I feel, pretty confident that I'm going to be ready to go come spring.
You said something that kind of piqued my curiosity a little bit. You were talking about the bullpen and being the most difficult thing to kind of manage for any manager. We just watched the postseason and we saw how different the bullpen was managed for all teams really in the postseason versus the regular season. What is it exactly about the postseason that leads to the way bullpens are used then versus the regular season, outside of the length of the season and having to get through it all?
Yeah, I think you see a lot more heavy matchup-based games because, over the course of the season, there's decisions that are made that, I listen to fans on the radio, lose their mind and pull their hair out over. But, there's so much that happens that, sometimes a guy's got to stay out there and wear 8 runs and 60 pitches and, for the betterment of the group moving forward. But when playoff time comes, it's about, winning every game. Obviously, you guys know it. Every game matters so much more at that point that, everything is mapped out. And it's like, if our starter can give us 3 now, that's the best case scenario. And then we'll get them out of there. Then we got 6 guys lined up to go an inning apiece and match up. I was actually intrigued how our bullpen was run, for a majority of the year, really. But having, the multiples from every guy where it's not just come in and get your 3 outs, maybe you do get 3 outs only, but you get those outs, spanning across 2 innings, which it's a lot different for a pitcher, to go out there and have 2 ups as opposed to just come in and get your 3 and get out of there.
Yeah.
And our guys handled that really, really well. And in the postseason, the way that, Schulte was able to, piece things together to get us through those last handful of games. And, you can see the dynamic with the type of bullpen that we had, what we can do with it.
No doubt. Joe, we know you got a wedding to get to, man. We appreciate you giving us this little bit of time, man. We'll catch up again soon, man. Enjoy yourself tonight.
Appreciate it, Joe.
Absolutely. Hey, go Aztecs, huh?
Yes, sir.
There we have it. There you go. Thanks.
Go, baby boys are back.
Yes, sir. All right, Joe, take care, brother.
All right, see you guys.
Joe Musgrove. Always fun to catch up.
Because he did that, I'm going to call in next week on my way to the wedding.
Just call in where? Here?
Our
show?
Calling the show.
I don't think the phones work that day. I've heard that they're going to break
Phones are
that
gonna be down, huh?
Yes, they're going to break that
Phone
down.
lines are going to break down.
That, made me feel better. And I knew it was going to
Yeah.
make me feel better.
You know what made me a little queasy though?
What?
When he said, hopefully Ruben
He
does
caught that too.
That's like,
We're
whoa,
keeping our
what?
fingers crossed.
What?
Yes.
I pulled that out too, but
I think he's just covering his bases there.
Okay, hopefully.
I think he's
because if I didn't cross
confident
my
that-
fingers, I'll cross them right now.
Yeah, I think he's confident Ruben will be back, but you have to leave any possibility open.
that's true. He doesn't want to come on here and say he's coming back and then realize that he's not actually coming back. I don't think
Tony
he
wanted to hear
revealed
that,
anything
though.
to me, to us.
Let's real quick, all guests on the 97.3 The Fan on 97.3. Join us via the David. Man, we are struggling today. David P. Shapiro, Shapiro Fan Hotline. David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Let's get to break. Big five on the other side. Could be a big three. We'll see if Skraby comes up with two more in the break.
Yep, I have them. I forgot.
More Gwynn and Chris on the other side.
Coming up on Friday.
Harold Fannin Jr. is questionable for our game. I'm fretting over that right now. It's funny, you know, we're doing a talk show and everybody's listening and we're talking about the manager and we had Joe Musgrove. All I really care about is our fantasy game. And I'm looking at my roster and now one of my guys comes up. He didn't practice today and I'm worried.
Good.
That's all that matters.
I want you to be worried.
Yeah, I know.
I want all you guys to be hurt.
They are pretty well. They're playing like they are, so you should be okay. Yeah, Joe Musgrove. That was really always great to have Joe and get his thoughts on Craig Stammen, and he knows him pretty well. And he said, "I was surprised." So you know, he was surprised. You're surprised.
Everybody
it's okay.
was surprised.
Everyone was surprised. If you love Mediterranean food, try Spiro's. For authentic Mediterranean cuisine, Coronado, La Jolla. Don't forget catering. And for dining takeout options, Spiro's Cuisine.com. We're going to 4:30 today. Then Raiders, Broncos. Thursday night football coming up. Big Five?
Yes.
I tell you one thing. We haven't talked about this one story. And the day started incredibly sad.
Yeah, it did.
If you logged on to any of the sports websites before we found out that the Padres had hired a manager, and I don't mean to have overlooked this story for as long as we have, but obviously the new manager is pretty big news around here. So that is among the things we'll get into here with Skraby after we check some traffic.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by Covered California. I've got a number of things going on here, guys. One of them is this crash on southbound 5 right before the Coronado Bay Bridge. A car and a pickup truck involved in this tangle. They're in the center divide. Accident involving a motorcycle to South 805 before Imperial. It's got the fast lane blocked. Also, Orange Avenue on-ramp to South 805. Reports of some traffic signals that are malfunctioning, causing quite a backup. East 54's got an accident at Sweetwater. 2 vehicles in the center divide. In the North County, southbound 15 for View Rancho Parkway, some idiots dropped a mattress in lanes, touched off a crash. It's blocking the slow lane. Yada. Hey, everyone. Open enrollment is, open. And so is Covered California. Open to questions, real answers, and to helping you get health insurance. Covered California, for the love of Californians. Visit coveredca.com. I'm Kelly Danick with Gwynn and Chris, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
It's that time of the show when we check on the latest in sports. Only the most important topics and questions are brought to light.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
These news stories will astound and amaze you. The one, the only.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
The Big Five starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Thank you to Kelly Danick for talking to the person who dropped that mattress on the freeway.
We got a tough cookie as our traffic.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Don't mess around.
As she should be out there. Come on, people.
Ladders. If you drop a ladder, she's gonna get you. If you drop a mattress, she's gonna get you.
Yeah.
All right. Let's.
Although,
move.
what would you do? We don't have a lot of time.
No,
but what would you do if you dropped the mattress, fell off your car in the freeway?
It's happened.
You'd go to the next exit, right? Well, how would you get it back?
Yeah, I mean,
it's happened to me.
What'd you do?
I was moving with a friend. It was his bed.
Did you stop?
We did.
You stopped in the middle
because
of the
he didn't
highway?
have another mattress, so we needed to go get the mattress.
But, I mean, in the freeway?
It was later at night.
Okay.
And so it was also in the right side. So we had to get off the exit, go back, get off the exit, then
come back around. It was
come
on
back.
the slow lane side.
Yeah, and then but it was in the lanes, and so we waited until no cars. We ran out there real quick and just grabbed it. But it was all beat up, and the spring was coming out of it, and he had to buy a new mattress.
I can't believe you ran out there, honestly.
What's
I
the
don't
game?
blame. As mad as Kelly got there, which she should, I don't blame the person for not having picked it up yet.
Frogger,
you played a real life game. Of
Oh,
Frogger.
I was waiting for the right
George
time.
Costanza did that in the Seinfeld episode once.
I saw it in an episode of Minor League Baseball with none other than Dick Mountain. He was playing Frogger,
trying to get out there to the middle of the street.
We had to take a bus and we had to stop to get some food, and back there throwing them back. It was real live Frogger watching them get across that street.
It sounds kind of scary.
He made it, fortunately.
Well, we assume he made it. He's still pitching.
Right.
Number 5.
Literally still pitching.
Right.
All right, there's been a lot made about the Aztec football tickets this week and the price of tickets. And the San Diego County District 5 supervisor, Jim Desmond, actually weighed in on this thing. He urged SDSU athletics to lower ticket prices at Snapdragon Stadium for football games. Desmond did graduate from SDSU. He expressed concern over rising costs and increased empty seats despite the team's 7-1 record, stating that high prices are a growing concern for residents. Quote, "We all know that San Diego is already one of the most expensive places to live in America. When something as special as cheering on our hometown team becomes unaffordable, it's a sign that we've drifted away from the community spirit that public institutions like SDSU should represent," end quote. Tony, you're up first. I don't know what to ask. I was going to say what's a fair ticket price, but I don't care about that anymore. Should SDSU lower the ticket prices after this?
Who was the gentleman that said this?
District 5
No
supervisor
kidding.
Jim Desmond.
Yeah.
Jim Desmond. I think Jim is right. Prices need to come down. But I also am leery of him saying it, right? Because the wind is at anybody's back that is talking about bringing prices down.
Yes, right. That's never going to be met with somebody going, "Nah, you're wrong, supervisor."
100%.
We
Except
gotta
for
start-
except for the people that they're actually talking
I
about.
don't care what they're asking to go down either.
No,
Parking,
right.
anything.
Nothing
Yeah.
is going. No one is going to look at that
Yeah.
quote and be like, "Oh man, he doesn't know what he's talking about."
To me, this is a politics
That's
move, man. I don't
that's
like
what
it.
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
I don't think he's wrong though. I do think the
Why don't you like it? He's trying
No,
to
I
get
think
something
he's.
better.
I agree with
I
Tony.
know
I think he's
pandering.
He's right, but I don't care for a politician using this kind of thing to try to get everybody to think he's all Mr. Cool.
If it gives me what I want, then I'm
Well,
fine with it.
Will it?
I don't know.
But that's what happens.
I got
lot
a
of
better
times
idea.
is-
I got a better idea, Jim. All right, if you're going to make all this statement as a former
This is Chris
Aztec,
Ello, and Tony and I are out of this.
yeah, all right, you're going to make the thing and a whole big to do out of their ticket prices. They got to lower. How about you write a check, support the program?
I mean,
There
I
you
don't
go.
think he has to.
Is that
write
gonna-
a
is that
check.
gonna- is that gonna-
SDSU alum.
Is that going to bring prices down?
No, but help out. Do something about it. Don't just.
What about you?
I pay. I donate my time. That's pretty much my answer. Yeah, I don't really have a good answer. I don't have a good answer.
All right, I think we talked
Scrappy,
about it.
you're a cold dude, man. I must say.
Didn't you go there too?
No,
You
that's
went
one of
everywhere
the,
else.
that's
I
one of the
thought
few.
He skipped San Diego State.
But let me tell you, the University of San Francisco wants my money all the time.
I'm sure they do.
Number 4.
Dallas Cowboys. Okay, we're gonna get serious here because this actually is a very serious story. Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Nealand, 24 years old, died this morning in an apparent suicide, the team stated. Police reported that Wednesday at 10:33 p.m., troopers initiated a pursuit after Nealand's vehicle failed to stop for a traffic violation. The pursuit was quickly terminated, and Frisco police located the wrecked vehicle minutes later on Dallas Parkway. Nealand had fled the scene on foot. Officers with K9 and drone units began searching. Dispatch audio revealed police were in contact with Nealand's girlfriend, who stated he was armed, had a history of mental illness, and had threatened to, quote, end it all, end quote. Unfortunately, he did. And the NFL and the Dallas Cowboys are trying to move. You're trying to deal with this right now. He actually recovered a punt for a blocked punt for a touchdown on Monday Night Football.
Right.
So
He's
if
the
you think
last
this
Cowboy
guy-
to score a touchdown, or
Yeah.
this is so bad.
So to you,
and
Chris,
awful.
I hate speculating like this, but I've been reading more and more about CTE and how it is affecting younger people. Do you think football needs to change?
Well, I mean, 24 years old. I had considered CTE when I read this all, and then I thought, man, he hasn't been playing very long.
Kids in high school are now
Second year, but you're
getting
right.
it.
He's been playing for Does it need to change? I don't think so. I mean, I don't want anybody to get hurt. I don't want anybody ever to get CTE. I think everyone who puts on a football uniform right now knows kind of the risk that's going along with it. I think football's gone a little bit beyond lip service now. They're trying to provide helmets that are safer. They're trying their best. Otherwise, unless you're going to play flag football, this is football. I don't like it any more than anyone else does, but I can't change the whole sport. I can only, give everybody in the sport the knowledge that they need to understand what they're up against. That's all I don't know. I feel like it's a bad answer.
No,
it's not a bad answer. It's a tough question.
Yeah.
Should it end?
Not end, but should it
change?
Change drastically.
It wasn't that long ago. A survey came out of NFL fans saying they wanted more games added to the season, right? So
that was maybe a week or two.
Yeah,
ago.
it wasn't that long ago. So I mean, I don't know that you can change it anymore without making it a different.
Look
sport.
at the kickoff now. It is a different sport on that play
for sure,
entirely.
But I do, I think these tragic.
We also don't know that that's the cause of what happened today. Let's be fair. We don't. It's too early to know this.
We don't know that at all. But you have to think that other NFL players are looking at this and they're thinking it, right? Yeah. And you wonder, does that start to bring more guys to the table in terms of wearing that protective, guardian cap that we see? Maybe
Romeo Dobbs.
So like two guys in the league that are like play a lot.
He's the only one that I can name.
Right.
Yeah,
there's some linemen.
You wonder if that starts to change the.
I think
the
Achan wears it, or he did. Maybe
he did.
I don't think he's not wearing it anymore.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
No.
So it's a sad story, man.
So sad.
The reason I brought up CT is because I was reading about the guy who went to the NFL offices in New York and opened fire on the office.
Oh,
he wanted his brain studied, and all he did was play high school football, and he ended up having CTE. So you got to think that it's not just playing professional football
for sure.
Definitely. But it's funny. I was talking to some of the high school parents. A lot of kids now aren't even playing Pop Warner until they get to high school. Pop Warner used to be a big thing when I was a kid.
I played Pop Warner.
See a lot more kids playing flag and going from flag to tackle
save a little
football.
wear and tear.
I think that's the idea behind it.
I don't have kids, but I've always said I would be the dad who's going to let them play football. Starting to rethink that.
I definitely am that dad, but I may not be the only one making that decision in my house.
Well, yeah, so whoever I have kids with is going to also have that decision as well. So
number 3.
But very sad story.
Super sad.
Thoughts and prayers to Marshawn Newland's family.
And the whole Cowboy organization.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what his teammates are thinking today.
I can't
Everybody.
2 years after being fired by Northwestern over a hazing scandal, Coach Pat Fitzgerald settled his lawsuit and plans to return to coaching, feeling, quote, fully vindicated. While Northwestern stated that inappropriate conduct did occur, they acknowledged that the evidence didn't show Fitzgerald was informed of or condoned hazing. To me, that sounds like they just couldn't prove it. Tony, would you hire him?
Skraby's answering the question for us before it even gets said.
Leading the
they
witness.
Didn't prove anything, but what do you think, Tony?
Objection.
That is leading the witness.
They didn't have the smoking gun that he knew about it, but they may have had the rumors that he did.
Would I hire him?
Yes,
I probably would. I give him a shot. I will choose to believe what they came up with, that he didn't know. Now he's probably gonna, if he's hired again, he probably needs to be held to an even higher standard.
He's not going to be able to even shake anybody's hand on the team.
Yeah, so he has to do everything above board. If he isn't going to be hired again, I would give him another shot.
Chris?
The one thing that I remember was that they had that huge whiteboard right in the middle of the room that had all the hazing stuff on it.
Naked bear crawls.
It's just hard for me to
believe. I will never forget naked bear crawls.
I don't remember none of the details.
Right. I just can't believe that he never saw that. And
Skraby,
the fact
is that
one
of them, naked bear crawls?
Yeah,
bear crawls.
something was on that board. And the fact that he's going out of his way to say that I am totally vindicated makes me feel like he's not really been vindicated. So I would handle very carefully. That's all I'll say.
He feels fully vindicated.
Hi, I'm fully vindicated. Okay, great. Well, you're probably not. Shouldn't be then.
It's like, that's fine. But here's what I'm going to need from you when you come to this job.
Yeah. Yes.
Number 2.
Steelers legend Ben Roethlisberger seems a little bitter that Aaron Rodgers is getting more and better treatment than he did when he was at the end of his career. On his podcast, Footballin' with Ben Roethlisberger, Footballin' being spelled Footbahlin, he said this.
I still think it's funny because, they're giving Aaron DK all these things, and I got a center that never played center before my last year. It's amazing. But
That's the same. That's the equivalent.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
My other thing I would.
Oh, I didn't know the clip cut off like that, but there you go. He sounds a little bitter. Aaron got DK Metcalf, and I got a center that never played center before. Chris, you are up first.
This is his favorite guy too, so this would be interesting.
Big Ben?
Yeah.
Do you think Big Ben's right? Does he have a beef?
Not really. You're crying.
I mean, DK is a very good receiver.
So what? Ben Roethlisberger already had good receivers. Who was the guy who caught the ball?
Hines Ward. He had
Santonio Holmes made the
Holmes.
catch of the history of football.
Antonio
practically.
Brown.
He
had
did.
Antonio Brown
too. Forgot
And
about
he should be in the Big Five today. Antonio Brown.
No, this just came down. Antonio Brown is being extradited back to the United States to face murder charges. So.
Yeah, that's nice.
Or not murder. I'm sorry, attempted murder.
Attempted murder. Roethlisberger's never going to get the benefit of the doubt with me. So, it's crying over
spilt milk.
Yeah, it's too late. He got what you got, and you won 2 Super Bowls. I don't know what else the organization needed to do for you, pal.
I don't disagree with you. Tony, does he make a point? Mr. Footballin'.
Does he make a point?
Does he have a point?
He makes a point that
Does he have a point?
Pittsburgh Steelers went and got DK Metcalf and they gave him a center.
He relayed the facts correctly.
Yeah,
he related the facts correctly.
Is he you know what I'm talking about. I'm forgetting words at the moment.
Is he what?
Does he have a reason to have a gripe?
No. Ben always seemed like a little bit of a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
He quickly forgot that although it might have been a headache at times to have Antonio Brown, you certainly had him, and you certainly used him quite a bit. Not to mention Le'Veon Bell, you also had in your backfield.
You hand off to the bus for a couple of years there.
Like,
please, some talent around him.
Please spare me that you didn't have anybody.
An offensive line that kept him upright for like 7 years.
And one of the best defenses for his entire stint there.
He was the only quarterback in the league that didn't have to face Troy Polamalu.
Right.
That was good for him.
So we'll forget all those guys that you had. Maybe he was just talking about offense, but I think we named plenty of offensive guys that he had.
Brandon said in the chat, justified is the word you're looking for, Skraby. Thank you, Brandon. That was the word I was looking for.
Number 1.
Brandon, he needed your help a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should just hire Brandon. I mean, he comes up with all the right words.
He does. He does.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Where's his mic button?
Last one. Let's go.
2 pumps were too many for Carolina Panthers running back Rico Dowdle after celebrating his second touchdown against the Packers on Sunday with exactly 2 hip thrusts. Dowdle has been fined, he announced on social media. And when he got into the end zone, he did his Key and Peele reenactment, and he got a flag and he got a fine. He put on GoFundMe, please help me pay this. Don't worry, he's not actually taking the money. He's going to be donating that to a children's service. So he's doing good with it. But, the NFL, just no fun league. So, Tony, is this the no fun league in action, or did he break the rule?
I don't know. McCringleberry told us that it was 2 pumps. If
you got 2, and if you went to 3,
it was right. So he should have been fined, but apparently he wasn't and got fined.
He should not have.
Not have been fined. It was 2 pumps.
He was trying to
he like kind of begrudgingly gave the second one. He was unsure, and he still got fined.
But I also don't think it's a no fun league anymore. I do think they let these guys go pretty wild in their celebrations, which they for a while there weren't even letting them do anything. But I wouldn't flag him for that.
I think
he got a flag too, if I'm not mistaken.
He got a flag too.
No, the coach came out and was like, this is kind of funny.
Well, they missed the extra point because of it.
They
moved
did.
him
They
back,
ended up winning the game and all that stuff. But I think maybe because Rico Dowdle got the entire offensive line to pump with him.
Maybe that was a problem.
Maybe that was the problem.
It was too many pumps at once.
There was a lot of guys.
I don't know. Tyreek had them all out there rowing a boat one time.
That's not pumping, though.
But I mean, everybody gets everybody now. I think it's fun. I'm so old that I should hate it, but I actually am used to it now.
Save that clip. All right. When we get back, Chris versus the fans, 833-288-0973 for your chance at a qualification for a trip to Las Vegas.
The Navy.
Hello, everyone. 4:01 on the clock. Tony Gwynn Jr., Chris Ello, Matt Skraby. Chris versus the fans coming your way. 833-288-0973. Broncos Raiders at 4:30 after our show. No Skraby Chronicles today. You'll have to wait. Hold your horses until tomorrow.
It's a good thing I have a day off after talking about why Albert Pujols should be the manager, even though he took part in the Eric case.
Albert Pujols was probably in the lead until the Padres heard you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Speak his praises for an hour.
I really would love to know the conversations about, with him.
I heard Skraby talking about Pujols. We can't do it now, guys.
Maybe.
Can't do
It just doesn't seem as smart as it once did.
Right.
Now,
We thought
that
it was a
he's
smart
talking
idea,
about.
but if he likes it.
Okay, well, how did this turn on me?
Sorry. It's just kind of
It always
naturally went that way.
Now you know why I was bullied in high school.
Oh, goodness.
How are your questions today?
I think they're okay.
Did you do some questions?
I did some.
All right. Well, let's not keep the people waiting. Let's get to some Chris versus the fan.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
I have to read this from Cole because I have felt this before. All right, guys, the tall cans are starting to taste like Craig Stammen is going to be a good manager. I'm bought in.
The tall cans.
I love it. Tall cans mean beer.
Sometimes tall cans can get you there.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, he's been drinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was a big time 49er hater until I got some tall cans in me, and then I became a big time 49er hater.
Oh yeah. So it can go the opposite way.
It can.
So there's no guarantee that you'll see it.
No
the way.
guarantee.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right. If you win today, you will be qualified for a chance to win a trip to Las Vegas, the grand prize. Dang it. There it is. Sorry. A trip for two to see Sammy Hagar in Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to the March 20th show, a 2-night stay at Park MGM, and a $100 gas card. Sammy Hagar returns to Las Vegas with his Best of All Worlds Las Vegas residency. Get ready to rock with your favorite hits from the Van Halen year, Sammy solo hits, and more, only in Las Vegas this March 11th through 21st and September 18th through the 26th. At Dolby Live at Park MGM. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Also, if you win today, you will win a pair of tickets to the San Diego State basketball game against Idaho State at Viejas Arena this Sunday. Get tickets now at GoAztecs.com.
Matinee affair, 2:00 Sunday.
Matinee. Okay, I like it. 2 o'clock's a good time for a Sunday game.
Yep.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah, you
You're
get to
welcome.
get home,
Appreciate
make
that.
dinner.
Yeah.
You can go to sleep early.
We couldn't come to that conclusion
Who they
ourselves
playing?
at all.
Idaho?
Idaho State.
Oh, I was going to say Idaho would be Bernie Wilson territory.
Yes, that is the Vandals.
The Vandals.
Good old Burn.
Good old Burn.
Shout out
I
to
think
Burn
his
if you
Twitter
listen.
profile has always been the Idaho
It
logo.
is.
He
He is all Idaho.
We're also going to announce the biggest fan winner at the beginning of the next segment. So if you're waiting for that, that's what's going to happen. All right, the rules. You have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you are eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win if you're a first-time player. Wow, that was angelic.
He had a little carry there. I
Anyway.
like it.
What?
Let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that first question for free today. All right, let me get our first contestant.
Please, sir.
Let's go to Hector.
Hector, how are you? Happy Thursday.
Good afternoon, fellas.
Good afternoon, my friend. Here we go. First question. I like this one. This might be a tough first one, I must say. You know, so I won't ask it. Which MLB is worth the most?
Team.
You missed that part.
Yes, I did.
Which MLB team is worth the most in baseball?
Worth the most money if you were to try to buy them.
I'm assuming money.
Yeah, I'm trying to read into Skraby's question to help you, Hector.
I will say the Dodgers.
It goes Dodgers.
Going Dodgers.
Stay there.
I think it's the Yankees, just because they seem bigger time.
Okay, I did all the
Hector,
research this
sorry.
week. The Yankees are worth $8 billion. And the Dodgers have increased their value in the last 4 years from $2.2 billion to 5.8.
They're still behind the
Still
Yankees.
$2 billion.
They're still $2.2 billion behind the Yankees.
But aren't the Cowboys above everyone?
Yes, Cowboys are the most expensive. They're worth the most in all sports.
Yeah.
All right, who's our
Sorry,
next
Hector.
contestant?
Let's go with Lucas.
Lucas, how are you, my friend?
Fantastic. How you guys doing?
We are
Pretty
doing
good,
well.
Lucas. Pretty good.
Here we go. First question, Lucas. This is a good number one. Who is the Padres' new manager?
Could have just tuned
Craig
in.
Stammen.
That is correct.
I always feel bad for the person who just lost on a hard number one question.
Yeah. What color is an orange?
Question number 2.
And then name the guy who stole second base in the 1981 World Series.
Right.
Since we're on the Craig Stammen train,
Yeah.
Craig Stammen played for the Padres and what other team?
Just one, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All
Ooh.
right.
Let's go Cincinnati Reds.
He
Los
does seem like a
Rojos.
red.
That's why that smile popped up on my face.
Stay there.
Because if I didn't know any better, that would
You
be
would've guessed
I would have
Reds?
guessed the same thing.
Yeah, I know this. Sorry about it. Lucas, you played there, right?
I did.
Win him. Nationals was the other team.
The Nationals.
Nationals, yeah.
You ever play a? Do you have a game under
Your
as a
belt?
national?
No, I don't.
Oh, but
okay.
you were there.
I
and,
was in
yeah.
camp.
Yeah. Okay.
And Tony has a baseball reference picture on his bio page with the national hat
I do.
on.
I do.
Did they
Which is
change
kinda-
it from the Dodger hat because they used that?
No, he has 2 or 3.
I got a bunch of
He's got multiple.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Sorry about that, Lucas.
Sorry, Lucas. I always feel bad.
I don't think you
These
do.
guys don't
I
feel
do.
bad.
I actually do.
Let's go to wireless caller.
The wireless caller.
WC.
Actually, you guys talk. I'm gonna get their name real quick.
Okay, he's gonna do some screening.
By the
in
way,
middle of
Tony,
the
I'm
game.
looking at your baseball reference page. The Dodger picture is awesome. The national picture, great. But the Brewer picture, you just are so fresh
I'm
and
a
young.
baby.
You are a baby in the Brewer picture. The headshot of the Brewers, it's like
much more grizzled by the time I
a
took
little
a
more
Dodger
grizzled by
picture.
you got to be the Dodgers. Yeah.
We got Mac.
Mac,
All right, Mac.
how are you, my friend?
Good. How you guys doing?
We're doing
good,
well,
man.
man.
Pretty good. Pretty
Here
good.
we go. First
Good
question.
luck.
All right, I'm forced to ask it. I don't know that it's the easiest, but here we go. What is the smallest U.S. city with a major professional sports franchise?
That is a tough first one. I think it's gettable.
I think it's gettable too, but it's tough. It's more like a 2, I think.
I could get it wrong too. I think I know.
I'm sorry, Mac. They're talking during your thinking time.
I'm gonna not guess.
Oh, interesting. I do have a guess. You buzzed him anyway.
Do not have a guess is not the right answer. Chris.
There could be a smaller one, honestly, but that's the first one that came to mind. What is it? The major 4 sports, or just baseball?
Major professional sports.
Yep.
So it could be God. I mean, there could be a hockey team that's playing in some podunk town. I'm gonna go Green Bay though. That's what came to mind.
Sorry about that, Mac.
Mac, yeah, Green Bay. The only team owned by the people who live there.
The people.
Yeah.
They can actually come to the yard and be like, we pay for your check, guys.
That's right.
They literally
can
do.
say it, yeah.
Let's go to our next contestant, Dylan. Is this Dylan Cease?
No, I'm pretty sure it's not
Hello.
Dylan. Hi,
Hi,
Dylan.
How's it going?
Hello.
Pretty good. Here we go. First question. All right, Dylan. Brees Hall plays for what NFL team?
The New York Jets.
The New York Jets.
Very good.
By the way, he's really angry. He did not get traded.
He doesn't want to play for the
I want you
New
to
York
look at the
Jets.
way you asked that question. Question number 2.
Thank you for sparing me.
Which longtime Patriots defensive coordinator was the head coach of the Lions for 3 seasons?
Matt Patricia.
Ooh,
Hey,
we
good
got
job.
ourselves a gamer here.
Remember
You know,
pencil?
all I think about was a pencil
Yes.
sticking out of his
Me
ear.
too.
Didn't we ask the top one?
Yes.
Okay. Question number 3.
Where are all the marbles?
I mean, these ones
These
are
are
tough.
tough.
These are
really
these are
tough.
diabolical.
Where are we going here? Formula One? Or?
No, we're gonna stay in the NFL.
Okay.
What is Sauce Gardner's real first name?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. I spelled it this morning, but I can't remember.
Oh,
you can pass if you
I
like.
don't have a guess.
Okay.
No guess. Leaving all of the male names in the history of the world at my disposal to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic says barbecue.
He has been
Barbecue
getting
sauce
barbecue
Gardner.
this chicken this year.
I think Harold would be good.
Harold Gardner.
Harold Sauce Gardner. Yeah.
I kind of like that.
I do too. That's why I went with it.
Dylan, you were the winner.
This man does not look like his first name is Harold at all.
No, I know, but
He's
I
got
thought it would
golds in, like there ain't no shot.
No.
His real name is Ahmed.
Ahmad.
Ahmad? Is it Ahmad?
Yeah, Ahmad.
Ahmad. All right.
Ahmad Gardner.
Yeah. He's
now
a
a
Colt
Colt.
now.
Yes.
He's a happy man. All right, we got to take a break. Yeah.
When we get back,
We got the
biggest
old,
fan.
wait, what?
Biggest fan.
Oh, right. Biggest fan and our picks.
Yes, correct.
From the 855, get
All right, welcome back. A little speed radio for you. Gwynn and Chris, we got to wrap things up quickly. Congratulations first, though, to today's biggest fan. It's Clinton Goeb. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Clinton, Goeb as in boy, Goeb of San Diego. Give us a call. You got 10 minutes to do it. 833-288-0973. If you do call us, you will be qualified automatically for our grand prize drawing, 20 tickets for you and your friends to see a Padre game in the Odyssey Suite with all of the fan staff later this coming season. Remember, the rest of you register your name at 973thefan, sd.com/biggest-fan. 10 minutes starts now. Clayton Goeb.
Clinton.
Yes, Clinton Goeb, Goe. There's probably a Clayton Goeb out there who's like, oh no, I thought it was me.
Sorry,
I was so close. I was so close. It's Clinton. Yes. All right, we got our picks. Let's just get it, Scrabe. We don't have any time for. You're going to do this
It's
anyway.
time for Tony and Chris to face off, playing for a season-long prize of pride.
I see pride. I see power.
The guys make their picks, and then they stress over their picks all weekend.
No! Please, no! No! No!
Gwynn and Chris NFL Pick'em starts now.
Clinton Goeb called quickly, man. He was on it. So.
I knew he was going to because I know that Clinton watches all the time.
Congrats, Clinton. You're in the
Nice
running.
work, Clinton.
Good job. The rest of you get signed up. Your name could be next. Excuse me. Pick 'em. Here we go. Real quick first on the survivor pool. 13 players last week. There's still 13. Nobody got eliminated last week. My neighbor Ryan is the only person I know who's still alive, and he's taking Denver this week if you want to follow. Tonight,
I don't, Chris.
What?
I don't want to follow.
Well, I do.
Okay.
Some people like to check stuff like that out. You never know. Week 10, I'm ahead by 10. Tony had a rough week because his 3-point pick last week was Green Bay, and your 2-point was Detroit.
Good looking out, guys.
Yeah, you got
Thanks
two
for
tough
helping.
losses there. So I lead 59-49, and I'll take Denver tonight as well. 3-point pick. Leave the rest of the board for you, Tony.
I'll take Buffalo.
Yeah, against the Dolphins. They're so bad. All right, 2-point pick. I think, Carolina's starting to make me. I'm going to go Detroit. They got to bounce back at Washington. I don't like Mariota.
I don't
Detroit.
like Mariota.
Do you?
Can't say I think he's a great quarterback.
All right.
Give me Seattle.
Seattle against Arizona. Seahawks are starting to look good. All right, 1-point pick. I got 2 in mind, but I feel better about the Bears over the Giants.
The Bears.
Than I do about the other one. So I'll leave the other one, I think, for you, but I don't know who you're going to pick for one.
No, you don't. But I'm going to take Baltimore.
Oh, all right. Baltimore over Minnesota on the road. You're sold by that impressive Baltimore performance.
I just believe in Lamar.
Remembering that they had that performance against the great Dolphins. All right, upset pick time. If we get it right, we get the number of points. The team is underdog. I'm not quite sure why, but I thought of this today, and I'll be mad if I don't stay with it. I like the Falcons in Germany against the Colts, who I still think are overrated, and it's worth 6 points if the Falcons can win. It's kind of their last chance, the Falcons, so I'm going to go with that as my upset. Tony.
I'm taking the Raiders tonight.
Oh, man, that'll make up a lot of ground. 9-pointer.
I need them.
The Raiders
Come
win
on,
for
Max.
you.
I need you to be crazy Max tonight.
The Raiders win, you'll probably take the lead in our game.
And
So
then
there's
go
our
over
picks.
and slap Sean Payton after you get your win.
No kidding.
And
You know
head
what?
on out.
Even if the Broncos win tonight, I hope Max Crosby goes over and slaps him anyway.
Just 2 pieces him, Chris.
No, Pete, though, you might hurt that man.
How about him running out on the field the other last week against his kicker, or before his kicker had the last field goes, put it through there.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
weird.
you know what? Shut up. I mean, what do you mean? No, I'm going to try to miss it here, you bozo.
Yeah, that is pretty weird.
Does anyone like Sean Payton? Does Mrs. Payton like Sean Payton?
I used to be a fan of Sean.
Yeah, I know.
And
But,
then he just started showing his true colors here.
yeah. And it doesn't seem like he's really changed much.
Really
I know
doesn't.
that he might have said he has.
You mean
but-
this guy?
He does make that face all the
He's
time.
got like I hate to call him a weasel, but it's like a pointed nose and mouth area.
I don't know if we have 30
Weasel
seconds.
works.
Go ahead.
Weasel works.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we have 30 seconds left, but last night Ovechkin got his 900th career goal. So that was a milestone in hockey
He's
history.
his own club, right?
Sorry?
It's his own club, right?
He's the only one in there. Yeah,
He's just by
900.
himself.
Yeah, he's number one, and he's got 900. But I don't know if you saw this. He got the goal against St. Louis. The goalie, Jordan Binnington, who gave up the goal, while everyone was celebrating, he was seen stuffing the puck in his pants. And somebody had to go get it from him.
What?
Jordan Binnington says today, oh, no, I was just doing that to give it back to him after the game. And people are like, I don't know. We could have just got it right there and given it to
Yeah,
him.
that's weird.
I don't know why
Just
you
gave
needed
it to
to
him.
stick it in,
That is
kind of hide it.
weird.
Yeah. So anyway, Jordan Binnington's trying to save face here at this point. Wow. All right. Fun little stories to end. Padres got Craig Stammen. A lot more on that on tomorrow's show. Also, Miles Heidi will be on, and we have the Aztec women's kids coming in. We got a
crazy show tomorrow.
Big day tomorrow. So be with us 2 to 6 and have a good Bronco game against the Raiders. Bye-bye.